right, we are live. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to those that are celebrating it. Good to see everybody in here. I hope everybody is doing well. Before we get started, if you can hear me okay, please put a 1 in the chat. Um, let's see, we got D out here throwing out some interesting trivia. That's kind of funny. The first Thanksgiving lasted 3 days and was attended by 4 women. Don't know how many men. Interesting. I was actually, when you brought that up, I was going to go see if I could pull up some facts from that. But I don't know. If we get time, we'll have to look at that. That's kind of interesting. Hey, Dog Defender. Good to see you. Hey, Mop Crew. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Hey, Chris. So glad to catch you live. Replay crew isn't much fun. Glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Oops, I'm gonna remove that. We'll do some more shout outs here in a minute, but there has been some interesting updates in regards to the Stephen Smith case. We pretty much, as you guys may or may not know, we've covered this case quite extensively on this channel, and they did exhume his body earlier this year. I think it was March or April, for a second autopsy. And one of the medical examiners that did the autopsy was recently interviewed on, she was featured on 48 Hours. And so we have some clips of that. And for anybody that's not familiar with the case, of course, we will recap a little bit of everything. But it's quite interesting. She reveals exactly the injuries. It's not graphic or anything, so don't worry about that, because I know a lot of you maybe have full bellies or turkeyed out. But it is interesting. Of course, it is sad, but it does give a little bit more answers to some questions I'm sure the family has had for several years. But yes, so let me make sure you get caught up in chat here. All right, guys, hear me? Okay. So like I said, we'll shout everybody out here as we go. But before we get started, we always like to give back by featuring the missing. Today we have Alec Fishman, 28 years old, last seen leaving Las Vegas, Nevada, on an airplane bound for Denver, Colorado. This was on September 27th, so this has been about a couple months. Was last known to be in the Asino Lodge at 15900 East 40th Avenue in Aurora, Colorado on 9/28. The three areas of interest he may be seen are Aurora, Colorado, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Oakland, California. So here's a picture of Alex. We got a couple. It looks like he's got a couple tattoos. He's 28 years old, 5'6", 150 pounds, brown eyes, brown hair. Zoom in a little bit there. And it looks like he's got Joshua 191, or is that one? Yeah, 19 there. And tattoo on his chest. Ooh, that looks painful. And another one, not sure what that one is. Anyway, if you have any information, you can call 702-828-3111. All right. So let me get this video up here. Find it here. As you can see, here's my folder, just which involves Stephen Smith alone. And for those that might be newer to my channel, welcome. I'm Chris, Monsters Under the Bed. We cover true crime, mystery to the missing. We even had Steve from True Crime Web, who I usually have on once a week. He recently moved and had a new grandbaby, so he's been kind of busy. But he actually went out to the scene. This was before some of the latest information came out. But he kind of reenacted how the car was parked and did some experiments and stuff like that, such as testing the mailbox. This is actually a picture from Steve. Anyway, because we had some theories on what the weapon could have been. But now hearing from the medical examiner, and there goes my fan. I always forget to turn that off now. Give me 1 second. That's my little heater going off if you can't hear it. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do some shout outs, and I'm going to get this video started, and this will kind of recap if you're unfamiliar with Stephen Smith's case. So let me pull this up here. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover true crime, mystery to the missing. Stephen Smith, a 19-year-old nursing student who had a bright future ahead of him, but sadly his life was taken on the early hours of July 8, 2015. After leaving his home on July 7th around 6 p.m., it would be the last time his family saw Stephen Smith alive. At some point in the late evening, it's assumed that Stephen Smith ran out of gas, and it's believed he began walking home when sadly something terrible would happen. At approximately 4 a.m. in the morning, a tow truck driver saw something lying in the middle of the road. Sadly, it was Smith's body, which was found 3 miles from where his car was abandoned. Stephen Smith had severe head trauma, especially on the right side of his head, and many other various injuries. South Carolina Highway Patrol and the coroner believed it was a hit and run. But his family would feel differently, as they would hear gossip and rumors that even included the name Buster Murdaugh. Alright, so we'll pause it there. So that's just a little bit of backstory if anyone's not familiar with Stephen Smith's case. And obviously it's gone unsolved for many, many years. It was kind of connected with obviously the Murdaughs, because as the case kind of grew cold, there was rumors going around that Buster Murdaugh, the surviving son, Alex Murdaugh, was involved somehow, and there was a lot of rumors spread out through the community, but they were just that, rumors. They never been corroborated, and we do believe, or at least they now believe, they know who are the two that are responsible, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But let me get caught up in oops, and then we'll keep playing. Oops, and I made it disappear. Matt Hatter, thank you so much. I love that name. I love Matt Hatter. Britta Matt Hatter, that's a cool name. Thank you so much for becoming a member and supporting that channel. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. And of course, just a shout out to my wonderful mods, D, Karen, Copper Horse. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for you guys' amazing support. We have the best mods. Things jumping around. And we've got Sweet Dreams, who's been a member for now a year. That's so awesome. Congratulations on the 1-year milestone. That's so awesome. Thank you so much for the continued support. And Black Witter, thank you so much for gifting the Mob Crew membership. Looks like Free Spirit got that. Thank you so much, Black Witter. And I hope things are going okay with, I guess you're having riots in Dublin. I hope everyone's safe and well. That's always scary when that stuff's going on. Let's see. Oh, Terry, I had a flat tire on the way to Texas before last, and I was in the middle of nowhere. Thank goodness a highway patrol pulled over, and I was not leaving my car. That's a smart thing. Yeah, don't leave your car, especially in the middle of the night. And I'm so glad that an officer came by. All right, so I'm going to continue playing here. This is a clip from the latest 48 hours.
This has been a Hampton County story. This has been a Hampton County scandal.
You'll notice some familiar faces if you followed the Murdaugh case and the trial.
A jury found the disgraced South Carolina attorney guilty of murdering his wife and his youngest son.
This has been the downfall of a family dynasty.
Today is not the end. It's the next step in a long road to justice for every person who has been victimized by Alex Murdaugh.
Justice for Stephen Smith, Alex. Stephen Smith was another body in this orbit of the Murdaugh family. Stephen was a gay young man in the low country of South Carolina. That is courageous in and of itself.
And shout out for anybody that doesn't know, this is Eric Bland. He is the representing the family. He's an amazing guy. Obviously, you may have seen him during the Alex Murdaugh trial, but yeah, what an amazing guy standing up for justice. As I showed earlier with that diagram, where the body would be, this diagram here is what they're meaning. So the mirror theory is still in effect. It's just that he wasn't hit, because obviously this body would have been flown, but hit in the head up high with such as a side mirror would cause something like that to happen. So we have Gail. Thank you so much for the Canadian $5. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much. Oh, the dogs are hungry. Thank you, Dog Defender. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I'm doing the same, Chris. Me and the dogs are celebrating. No fanfare, no extra food to stuff my face. I'm going to make a pie to make it less sad. That's awesome. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. That's awesome. Love pets. Dandy Lioness, you have the best mods. Great job, and happy Thanksgiving to the mob crew. Thank you so much for the 11 months, Dandy. That's so awesome. Cheryl Campbell, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. You are so awesome. Let me grab these. Yes, and if you haven't, please hit that like button. It really helps get helps this channel and get this video out there. I think this is some really important information. A lot of other cases like Delphi and Brian Koberger have been getting a lot of attention, and I know this came out a couple days ago, or at least that I know of. It came out a little bit later, but I definitely have something I wanted to cover because it's a case that we've definitely been invested in, and hope they get the justice they deserve. Lycian says he was face up. He was kind of laying to the side, kind of. As a matter of fact, that Kenny guy, he actually literally is laying in the position that he was found.
Here. Stephen was somewhat.
So yeah, he was basically, I think that's pretty much it. I think he was slightly more to the side. I mean that's pretty much spot on, just a little bit more to the side. Obviously, because the photos are out there, beware when you're looking up this case, because unfortunately you look up Stephen Smith, they pull right up, sadly. So just be careful. But yeah, it was, I guess his head was kind of face up. But, obviously he got impacted, slammed backwards. I would expect that would be a position for him. But it is weird that he would be kind of in the middle of the street. Unless, like you said, a lot of people, and I would agree, if you're thinking it's a rural area, and you look at it on Google Earth or even Google Maps, it's a very rural. I mean, look at it. I mean, there's nothing. It's just open fields and yeah. So you would think this would be very especially at that time. They think he got hit somewhere around, I think, like 3:30, 4 a.m. is when the incident happened. So obviously it would have been very late at night or early in the morning, wherever you want to go, and it would have been dark out, and it was about right here. I think it was right after this house, if I recall. Yeah. Because you got this home here, and then it's kind of right after the turn here. And this was kind of the area. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would be walking on the oncoming traffic lane, and then if I saw headlights, but who knows? Maybe those kids were drunk, and maybe they're going like 100 miles an hour, and he didn't account for how fast this vehicle was coming towards him, and just didn't react in time. I mean, there's so many scenarios. Maybe he was getting chased by the supposed hillbillies. So maybe it could be two incidences. Maybe the hillbillies were maybe chasing him, so he was trying to get help, and maybe was trying to flag somebody down, and then these two guys come and hit him. You know, so there's so many theories. I guess you could go with that, but that's about it. Let's see if there's anything else. If you guys have any theories you want to share before we head out. We almost have 400 in here. Thank you guys so much. I really hope you guys for those that celebrate, had a wonderful holiday. I really appreciate you spending time with us. Means the world. And I said they did have a grand jury. So that sounds like, there is some kind of momentum in this case. The one issue is the guy from Fitz News. He's worried, and I think from the sources he heard, that they may not have enough evidence to convict these two guys just because it's been so long. And like I said, I talked about the truck. If this is the scenario that happened, unless they get like a confession out of them, I don't know, what steps they could take from here unless they get indicted by the grand jury, I guess. Alan Eagle says he would have spun from the truck hitting him, and they may have stopped to see if he was dead. Yeah. According to the two, the story is that they hit something, wasn't sure what they hit, and then one of them came back the next day and then realized it was Stephen Smith. What color was his shirt? All right, give me a second. Bear with me, guys. Just 2 seconds. He was wearing, looked like a dark shirt, tan brown shorts, a darker colored shirt. I think there was even, let's see, clothing. I think I can show the pictures because I think there's clothing. Stephen Smith clothing, clothing evidence. All right, there's that one. Yeah, he's wearing kind of like just a t-shirt. It was kind of looked like black and some designs on it. Brown looked like Vans shoes type. Obviously it was July, so it would have been very cold out, I guess, at that time of year. So yeah. As a matter of fact, oh, I don't know if that's the same shirt. I was going to say, there's one picture with him wearing a dark shirt. It may be the same shirt he was wearing that day, as a matter of fact. Do I have that in my, folder here? Don't think so. Anyway, there's one where he's kind of posing. He's got a dark shirt on. It looks like that's the shirt he was wearing. I could be wrong, but it looks similar to that. Sandy says, I don't think it was an accident. Yeah. I mean, obviously, either way, it's a hit and run. So, and if those guys are responsible, yeah, I mean, they deserve to do some time, and they should just come forward if they are the ones that, are responsible. But you know, we don't have all the details. We have quite a bit, but we just don't have all the puzzles or all the pieces to the puzzle. Could the driver of the truck have swerved to avoid him, but hit him instead, or was the crack on the wrong side of the skull? This is by Shirley. So the crack would have been on his right side. I know if you're looking at me, that would be your left, but this is my right. Let me pull up that diagram again. One more time. Sorry. Why does that pull up like that? Why when I pull up one photo, it pulls up another? Ooh, that makes me mad. There you go. So this would be the two scenarios if this is what happened. Because this is exactly how his body was laying. His head was this way. So oncoming traffic would have been this arrow here. So if he was heading on oncoming traffic going that way, it's possible the truck swerved and smacked him with the passenger's side mirror and smacked him on the right side. Or he could have been like in the middle of the lane, or even maybe on the right, but more in the middle, and for whatever reason turned to the left. So he turned looking this way, exposed his right side of his head, and then the driver's side mirror smacked him. But then I would think that would force him to kind of land forward. So to me, I think the truck, if this scenario happened, it would have swerved and the passenger side hit him, and he just got knocked straight back. But that's just my guess, my 2 cents. Like I said, I think the best way to do it would to have somebody, take a truck, a Ford F-250 or whatever, stick a mannequin in the road or whatever, and try to recreate the scene and then see what happens. So, but with that, I think we've gone well over an hour and a half. I think we'll get ready to wrap it up here. Daisy Love, thanks, Chris. Great show. Thank you so much. It's a case I hope they get the justice. Sandy seems like such a wonderful woman, and she's been fighting, and let's hope something breaks in this case. Shirley, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. Hartley, Sandy, yes, completely different from what she just said. I've always thought it was a hit and run. Yeah. Justice, drunk driving. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's definitely could be that for sure. Jay, something that was uncovered during the Murdaugh investigation at Moselle reopened the Stephen Smith case. I wonder what they found. So they believe, because they kind of mentioned, I mentioned this earlier, but if you missed it, the theory is it when they were looking into Alex Murdaugh, because obviously Alex Murdaugh's firm, their main focus is accidents, accident lawsuits and stuff. And then his brother, Randy Murdaugh, obviously worked with the firm. And I'm trying to find it here. So the connection is, when looking into Murdaugh, Randy showed up the day of when they found Stephen Smith. He showed up. He even came up to the mother and asked, "Hey, would you want me to represent you?" It sounds like this is a hit and run. Obviously, they're in the accident business. And then she declined. But then, for some reason, Randy Murdaugh, on behalf of Christopher Still, filed. So less than a year later from this tragedy with Stephen Smith, Randy Murdaugh files a lawsuit against Sean Connolly on May 17, 2016, for a separate motor vehicle accident. He did this twice. Both actions were later dismissed by Murdaugh-friendly judges in the 14th Judicial Court for whatever reason. We have no idea. And obviously that's kind of outside my expertise. So that is the connection, they believe, is it started with his brother Randy. Then he tried to sue Sean Connolly with two different accident lawsuits. But then they eventually both got dismissed. So they believe that is the connection. It was like Randy was looking into these guys, in my opinion. Something like that. It had to be him trying to get inside their books and learn some inside stuff. That would be in my opinion. So that is what I think kind of re-sparked the case when it comes to the Murdaughs. Yeah, when a hard swerve leave a skid mark. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that's you would think. Yeah, who knows? I mean, yeah, if it did happen that way, you would kind of think, but yeah, that's a great question. Anyway, let me make sure I didn't miss anything, but honestly, guys, thank you so much. I didn't miss anything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If you guys did send any, also another way to support this channel besides becoming a member is support me on my Patreon page. We'll be uploading some stuff on that this weekend. But with that, I think I'm going to head out here. One more time, thank you so much, mods, for your wonderful, amazing work. Karen D, Copper Horse, Jocelyn, yeah, I think I got them all. Jennifer, unfortunately, had surgery, so hopefully she is recovering. And we will be back on tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Be safe, and let's get that outro going.